In our rapidly evolving world, success is defined by turning challenges into opportunities. With enough foresight and ingenuity, the complex problems of today can become the achievements of tomorrow. I'm Fred Thompson. From business and technology to healthcare and the environment, join me as we take a closer look inside the workings of the modern global economy. Welcome to Inside Business. I'm Fred Thompson, and I'm Inside Business. Productivity and efficiency are the benchmarks of every organization's success. That's why industry leaders are constantly seeking new tools to help them reach their goals.
Nearly $250 billion is spent on business travel in the U.S. every year. This accounts for almost 250 million business trips, and every one of them ends with a single dreaded form: the expense report. According to a recent Oxford economics study, for every dollar invested in business travel, businesses experience an average of $12.50 in increased revenue and $3.80 in new profits. While the saying, "you've got to spend money to make money," holds true, when it comes to the typical business trip, it often falls on the employee to shell out his or her own money on travel expenses.
The company handles the flights. They put that on their Amex, but the rest of it I'm responsible for on my personal credit card. Between $600 and $1,400 a week I'll incur, with about a $3,500 outstanding bill after a string of jobs.
Stephen Klassen averages approximately 30 business trips each year. Maintaining a careful record of receipts for each purchase he makes while on a trip is critical for reimbursement.
My wife got me one of those coupon containers that she uses in the store, and so I take that around with me. And as I get my receipts back throughout the job, I'll stuff them in the coupon container. And when I get home, then the fun starts. Then we take them all out, we glue stick them to a white piece of paper, and then we scan them so we get a PDF with all the receipts. And then I have to take that information and cram it into an Excel spreadsheet. So very painful process.
Fortunately for Klassen and other traveling employees, the rise of the internet is enabling this paper and time-intensive operation to go online. Companies like Expensify are offering internet-based websites that take the paper out of expense report submission. Founder David Barrett came up with a web-based idea after submitting countless expense reports of his own.
At first I thought it was just a small company thing, but as I worked for larger companies, I realized it was across the board. There just had to be a better way.
With the help of his business partner, Witold Stankovic, Barrett developed a simplified, secure online expense report submission process.
We encourage all employees to make purchases by credit card. Then they sign up for an account from Expensify.com. It's completely free, requires no permission. They import their credit cards straight from the banking website. We'll download the transactions nightly. Then they won't ever need to retype those expenses into a spreadsheet or web form again.
Expensify imports IRS-ready e-receipts straight off your credit card. We have apps for the iPhone, BlackBerry, Android, and Palm Pre. And all your data is stored in our geo-redundant, PCI-compliant data centers.
Submitting expense reports online seems advantageous for all stakeholders involved.
eClinicalWorks processes more than 300 expense reports per month. Using Expensify to do this process has given us huge benefit. We are no longer subject to the manual process. It's all done electronically, from the report generation through to the submittal to accounting.
For our business, our two main challenges are scalability and the complexity of expense reports. On scalability for our business, our volumes have been increasing, as well as the number of employees and their locations. On complexity, expense reports tend, by their very nature, are very personal to employees, so they need to be highly accurate.
For Klassen, the online submission has made his expense report experience much more pleasant.
It makes me ill to think about how much money I've left on the road. Between shuttle tips, concierge, tolls, the list goes on and on. It really adds up. I don't have to keep any of my receipts because between the credit card import and the iPhone application, it's all handled. Money goes out, it comes back in, I save about 5 hours a month, and it winds up being a zero-sum game.
I think all expense reports will gradually go online. It'll take time, a decade for everything to complete, but all the trends work in our favor.